Looking to improve your skills? Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit our website jujitsupedia.com for thousands of videos in judo, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling, all levels beginner to advanced.
So one of the topics I want to cover is for students that are new to jiu-jitsu and are trying to improve at the fastest rate, and say you have 3-4 days a week to go to class. Let's look at a typical type of jiu-jitsu club where you go in and you have a lesson, and hopefully that lesson is repeating over the week so you're able to see the exact same lesson at least 2 to 3 times so you're able to retain it. The first time you do a lesson in class, you're probably going to pick up 30% of it. And the newer you are in jiu-jitsu, the less you're going to retain, because there's going to be so many subjects that are new about that lesson that it's going to be a bit overwhelming. But once you get going and in a flow, you'll start probably picking up about 30% of that lesson. You come back and you do the exact same lesson later that week, you'll probably end up with maybe 60-70% of that lesson. You do it again and you're going to fairly closely understand exactly what's going on. But the problem is, if you don't drill and you don't get a training partner and work on that on your own, you're not going to retain it. It's not going to last. Because what's going to happen is, just like in school, if you're in a typical class in school, you know, in a 10-week period, you might go through a lot of topics. So the next week, another topic's going to come up, and then another topic. So if you're not putting in homework and time to really assimilate and really retain everything, that stuff's going to disappear, because you're going to enter the next week, you're going to start learning new skills, and the stuff that you did the prior week is going to start fading away. And that's typical. I see that all the time, where it takes people a long time to get better at jiu-jitsu because they're not putting in time on their own. And you can't just rely on showing up to class. It's the same as if you go to math class and you listen to the lesson and you pick up some of the stuff, but then you never go do your homework. You're never going to learn math. You're never going to get better at it. And it's going to take a ton of time. So if you only have 3 days a week, I'm going to recommend that you go to class, and then maybe at the end of class, maybe after you did a few rolls, you spend an extra 10-15 minutes drilling the information that you did prior week. Okay, not the stuff that you just drilled and learned, but the stuff that you learned the week before. That way you're constantly continuing to retain the information that you did the week before. And then that whole week you're going to be going to that lesson and learning the new stuff, but you're also drilling the old stuff. And the more complicated the lesson, the more time you have to spend drilling and really trying to understand that information from the far week. That way you're able to retain more of the lesson. The whole point is that you take something with you. And as you get better at jiu-jitsu, you're going to start retaining more and more, but it's really going to be up to you, and it's going to be how much time you can spend drilling with your partner and live training and going to class. You can't skip steps. You're going to have to go to class. You're going to have to get training with a lot of different training partners, because a lot of times when you're training and you're trying new techniques, you'll make mistakes, and then when you go back to your drilling, you'll realize that there was a step that you missed. And then right away, you're going to be able to fix that and kind of come to terms with it in your head and really understand why you missed it, and you're going to learn much, much quicker. The other thing is that when you're training live, you should have objectives. You should be trying to work on certain skills that you're trying to retain. So if you're trying to work on guillotines, darce combinations, and maybe mixing in a couple chokes, anytime you get an opportunity to enter into those moves, you should be trying them. Even if you risk position, even if you get countered, it's training, it's practice, it does not matter. It's a way for you to drill without your opponent knowing that you're drilling, because you're training with them live, sure, but you have objectives and there's things you're trying to work on selfishly to improve your game. So you need to take every opportunity to put yourself in a situation to drill and attack what you're working on. That way you get a lot of feedback. When you go back to drilling, you know exactly what you need to drill. That way, over the course of time, you're going to pick up a lot more information a lot quicker. So, especially these days, if you look at a lot of successful jiu-jitsu clubs and a lot of guys that have gotten good really fast, there's probably a system that they're using, and it's probably not rocket science. It's learning sequences, learning proper techniques, drilling them, trying them live, going back, drilling them again, and then maybe having a bit of a blueprint on the direction you want to go, and then analyzing your strengths and weaknesses and working on your weaknesses and not just using the moves you're comfortable with.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please go to our website, jiu-jitsupd.com, where there's thousands of videos in judo, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling, and plenty of curriculums for you to learn from.